But I was trying to educate them on like, look how different we are, and they're just like, we don't care how different you are. Play the song we want to hear, and then we suffered that with Straight to Hell for a while, where even to this day we have to play it. So we put it in the middle of the set now. We don't close with it anymore. We just play it, and if you want to go, go. I don't care. It's like we used to keep them there as a carrot,
Right.
I do play with Courageous Second now. I play Straight to Hell in the middle, and then if you want to go, go. And not a lot of people do. A lot of people stay for the catalog now that they've had time to listen to it,
Well, I'm glad you brought up Straight to Hell because it is this song that I think I read a quote. Someone said that whether it's a biker or a straight man or whatever, everyone thinks it's about them, right? And I got to say that everyone loves to yell, I'm going straight to hell, really drunk and loud at the end of the night. But
Right.
listening to the song as an adult and a parent, I'm saying it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I could cry.
Yeah. Todd Snyder does a really beautiful version of it. If you ever heard Todd Snyder's version, he does one we went with the Great American
Bubble Factory?
what's it called? Hardworking Americans. Hardworking American Factory. Well, thank you. I mean, it is a touching song, and it is not about it. It started off about that. Like, it started off, the chorus definitely had that vibe because when we started doing it, when I wrote it, well, we used to do it just for like sound check and for fun, before we had words to it. And it really was like I kicked my dog out of bed, I rolled over, I was hungover, the cigarette butts, there's old burrito wrappers in bed, I'm going straight to hell, trying to get to work, you get fired. It was kind of all about that. And then the producer, this guy Scott, who worked with Scott McPherson, was like, he goes, you know what, man, you should really write. That's a really good hook. You should maybe try to put a story in there. So I went back and I kind of wrote about. At the time, my sister was living alone with my mom, and it was not quite the same story, but my mom was dating. She was dating. All 5 kids were out of the house. My parents were divorced. So I kind of, it was kind of a latchkey kid. If I don't remember latchkey kids.
I was one of those.
Them.
Yeah, my parents worked.
Yeah,
so.
your parents worked, and you're like, and so it was kind of, I kind of wrote it about that. But it's also, and then there's also a good dose of Romeo and Juliet in there, which was a really influential movie on me because I think our 6th grade or 7th grade class went to see it in the theater, and it was like boobs and everything.
Right.
But it's that's if you didn't really ever know what Romeo and Juliet was until you actually saw it, it was a really beautiful, like, heartbreaking story. So I have Romeo and Juliet running through a lot of different things. It's because it's kind of an it goes with politics and things like people, you can't date him because he's a Montague or whatever. It's like I have things like that where I have people work with us, who are like Republicans, and then people who aren't, and then like try to, like, what should I just, I want to listen to all sides. And
Right.
I don't want to exclude anybody. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, you can't work for us because you're that.
Right.
Just don't talk to me about it.
Right.
Too much.
But I also,
But,
you talk about like that song. It's like, to me, Honeysuckle Blue is a bigger song than that one. That seems like the one you would either be more sick of or worry about playing. Like, where is that in the set?
Honeysuckle Blue is last now because Jason Isabel covered it and
Right.
more people know it.
Right.
So we end with that one now. Eric Van Hessler, we used to open with it. He hated it. He was like, why do you used to open with Honeysuckle Blue? That's like your big hit.
It really is. But sometimes
I'm like, I don't know.
But sometimes that happens. You go to a show and you're like, holy fuck, they're playing it first, and you kind of
Right.
lose your mind
Right.
because it just rips you
Well,
out of your
that's why I do
seat.
Fly Me now. I used to wait to do Fly Me last.
Right.
Now I do it first.
But again, maybe it's all about what your personal experience is with the song. But again, when I was young, that one certainly, I mean,
Right.
to me, that one's the bigger one. That's like, again, Straight to Hell is this kind of like, if you're not stopping to think.
Right.
But like I said, now that I'm thinking about it, again, thinking of my own kids, and it's like,
Right.
7th One in 7 days is like, that could fuck a kid up, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's out there. People sometimes put their. I mean, my mom did not do that, but I mean, there's some people put their put their happiness in front of their children's happiness sometimes.
But sometimes they're
know.
just doing the best they can too, right?
7 is a lot. You know, 7 is a lot.
5?
You know,
5's acceptable?
yeah, I'd say 2. I'm thinking 2 in 7 days, maybe. I'm thinking once a month. I'm thinking, but who wants to see their mom date?